All right. Welcome to the recap, episode 12. This is your host, Sexy Harlem 125, and I hope you are enjoying your Sunday and everything is going your way. It seems to be a nice sunny day outside, so I hope you are enjoying it. So now I'm gonna make this quick because if sister gotta cook. Yeah, I usually cook before I get on here, but I was busy doing something else. Now, before I get into last week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to tell you all what I did last week. Okay, I went to the doctor on Monday. I didn't do anything too much. Um Tuesday I went to the doctor. I went to see my lupus doctor, and it was the first time I had seen her since last year. So of course they were going to order a barrage of tests. Let me tell you something. I went into my chart after the abuse was over. And I actually counted each and every tube. They took 11 tubes of blood from me. I mean, I was counting while she was doing it, but I went into my chart to be accurate, and yeah, it was 11. So I went and I did that. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Friday being the day before yesterday. Um, After that, while I was sitting in that doctor's appointment, I had a headache. Okay, I had a headache and my face was hurting. So I realized that it was a sinus headache. So of course, when I got home, I reached for my Flonase and there was none in the bottle. So I had to order some. So I'm figuring, I'll go to my pharmacy. It won't be that much. I was wrong. Okay. I was very wrong. The generic Flonase was around about $26. And I didn't even bother going to CVS or Dwayne Reed. I just pulled my phone out, and theirs was the same price, only $1 more. So $27 for the generic brand. So I went on Amazon. Yeah, I went on Amazon, and it was 13.99. I pressed the button, I ordered it, it came the next day. Needless to say, my relief started the next day. So usually when I have a sinus headache and I take my Flonase, I'm good for the next whenever, but I guess with me getting older and stuff like that, it's been repeating itself. So I had to team up. Well, not team up, but I had to also add some Mucinex so I could try to flush this, whatever it is, out of my head out. Because we don't want any sinus infections around here. Okay? Yeah. So that's what I've been dealing with um this past week after I went to the doctor. But days before that, before my doctor's appointment, I was, going through that. And I was just so busy that I did not even have time to sit down and think, well, maybe it's just, maybe it's my sinuses. Yeah, I know it now. I know it now. So I'm doing okay right now. I know that I'm gonna have to. I took Flonase this morning, the generic brand, and um, I know I'm gonna have to do it before I go to bed, as well as take some Mucinex. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that and get that on and popping. But when springtime comes in, hey Sonia J, how you doing? Happy Sunday. When spring starts coming in, that's when you start, if you have allergies, that's when they start kicking. And I do not listen, I cannot do a sinus headache. That shuts me down because my face is throbbing. I don't even want to think at that point. I don't want to think. I don't want to talk. I want to do nothing. Yeah, Sonia, thank you so much. I'm doing okay right now. You know what I mean? I'm doing okay right now, but I can feel, you know how you can feel it? I don't like that. But I got the generic Flonase. It would have taken too long for me to um oh yeah. Yeah, and you know what else helps as well? And I learned this trick from a friend of mine. Rubbing alcohol, no, not rubbing alcohol, the green alcohol and washcloth. You put that on the washcloth, and you put the washcloth over your face and over your eyes. Don't fuck around and open your eyes because you'll be blind for days. Okay? But that's a trick that he taught me, and I use it every now and again. Okay. I take Zyrtec and Flonase in the morning, singular at night. Okay. Flonase is the only one I do because Flonase is the only one I do because it works automatically. After that first spray, I'm doing another one just for good measure. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people don't like that drip in the back of their throat after they take the Flonase. I don't have no problem with that. Yeah, home remedy, most definitely. So usually I would do that, with the green alcohol on the bag and put it, because my sinus headache is right on the bridge of my nose, between my eyes, across my forehead, across my eyes, and it stops right at the top lip. Okay. All of that, my eyes, my head, my nose, it be throbbing. And ooh, you want to shut me down? Give me a sinus headache. Yes, two in each nostril. Yeah. Just breathe naturally after the sprays. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not stopped up or congested, but the pain. I can take being stopped up and congested and blow my nose. It's the pain I cannot deal with. If I can't think, I'm no good. You know what I mean? What to say? I can't stand sinus headaches. Me either. Girl. Them sinus headaches. are not a joke at all. Okay. So I've been battling that since I went to the doctor. You might as well say week before last, because I really didn't recognize it week before last. But I just kept going. That's me. That's what I do. I just keep going. I'm gonna take this aspirin. It's gonna be all right. And it's not all right. It was something else wrong. Um, Now I want to talk about my chart for a minute. If you have my chart, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. For me, my chart is a two-sided coin. I like going in and being able to cancel my appointments if I need to, make another appointment, get in touch with my doctor, tell my doctor I need this or that, um, answer my doctor's questions. I even send my doctor photos of my blood pressure, because I have yeah, you have my chart too. I have a blood pressure machine here. So sometimes I send him photos. Well, when I went in my chart, like I said in the beginning, I counted all those tubes of blood, and then I started going to the test results. My cholesterol is in the right range, okay? But there are other things that are on the high side and other things that are on the low side. And I don't like that. I mean, I know we're not perfect. Nothing is perfect in this world. So, and this is the flip side that I don't like a little bit about my chart, is that you can see every single test they took. They are still sending me test results right now. I just got one 5 minutes ago. They are still sending me the results. And I appreciate that. That part I appreciate. But on the flip side, you go in and you see all these things. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I first started my chart, I did not have any idea what RBC was and all these abbreviations. So I said, what I'm going to do is, while I'm looking at this, I'm going to look these things up. And you can do it. And then you'll understand what each test is for. You know what I mean? You going Friday. Okay, well, since you're going Friday, I'm going to send prayers out for you while you go to the doctor on Friday. The flip side, like I said, of that is that you see every single result. And like I said, we're not perfect. I know sometimes pain, when you're in pain, it can um shift all the tests. Either they go to the left, which is the low side, or the right, which is the high side, or vice versa, whichever one you want to say. Um right now, my results are not. You are very welcome. You are very, very welcome. From what I see on the lupus side, this is not cute. Okay. What I'm seeing on that side, I pay attention to my red blood cells, my white blood cells, and my platelets. All three of those ain't looking too cute right now. So I'm not going to panic, because when I panic, you know, then my doctors have to calm me down. I even had to try to get an earlier appointment with my dermatologist, because I had to miss that appointment, and I told my lupus doctor why. Okay, I even brought the proof to her. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm not gonna worry myself about it too much. I'm not gonna think about it, because if it was on some real emergency shit, they would have called me back to that hospital the same day I went. Okay? Or the next day. They would have called me Wednesday and said, Miss Sampler, we need you to come back to Bellevue, and we need you to go through the emergency. Just let us know when you get there and we'll come down. What? That has happened to me before. Okay, but we're not going to get into that right now. But I do like my mind chart. I really do. I appreciate how far technology has come so that we are able to do that. I mean, videoing with your doctor over your phone is like a house call. Remember those? Well, I don't remember those because I wasn't born around about that time, but I remember my parents talking about doctors making house calls. Yes, ma'am. Doctors making house calls, and not only are they making house calls, remember the milkman would deliver the milk? Remember that? I mean, these are things that I heard about, not things that I got to experience. I did get to experience the Iceman, but by the time by the time I got to experience the Iceman, you know, he wasn't the original Iceman. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really love my chart, but being a lupus patient, sometimes I don't want to look. I don't want to look because I already know what time it is. I know everything is not going to be perfect, but I can say this: at least it's not so wackadoodle that, you know, they have to have me come back to the hospital. So for that, I'm grateful. You know, let's see what you say. My grandmother did have milk delivered in the early 80s. Oh, really? Well, wait a minute. This is down south, right? I have to ask. It has to be down south because I've been in New York all my life. My mother used to tell me about the milk delivery, but she lived in Brooklyn. Okay. Yes, ma'am. All right. Okay. Because I was like, wait a minute now. Well, how did I miss that? You know, but um uh I really do appreciate how far technology has come, and they do these things for their patients to make it easy for them. I hate going to look at my results because me having lupus, I know my shit is wackadoodle, okay? I know it's going to be out to snacks. These are things that I know. So, you know, what can you do? Can't do shit about it. I mean, I'm meeting my doctor halfway on the weight thing, because he wanted to give me Wegovy, and I told him no, because I'm not going to be sticking myself. I'm not going to do it. So there's that. Excuse me. So now we can move on to the recap, episode 12. Exactly. This is all we can do. We can just do our best, and that's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing. The recap, episode number 12. Here we go. Last Monday, 3/17/2025. The thought of the day is, or was, the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. And see, Sonia J, you just said it. Just do our best. I don't even have to get into that one because we are touching and agreeing on that one. So the question for that same day, 3/17/2025, is, have you ever used the phrase back in my time with someone younger than you? Yes, I have. I say it to my nieces all the time, my nephews too, and my grands. My nieces be getting sick of me. They be like, come on, Auntie, with the back in your time, girl. If you only knew. I go, let me tell you. When I'm talking to them, I go, let me tell you, back when I was such and such an age, let me tell you what happened. And they be looking up at the ceiling like, oh my God. And sometimes I just do it on purpose to make them go, oh my God, Auntie. So there's that one. Wednesday, 3/19/2025. The thought for that day was, delete the negative and accentuate the positive. Let's see. You say, when I was younger. Oh my God. It's the same difference. I just do it sometimes because I know I know they're gonna be like, oh my God. And it makes me laugh. I be cracking up. But my oldest needs to be like, oh, what is it you want to say, Auntie? Back in your day and what happened? And I tell her, I don't know why you getting like that, because you was there too, but you was just younger. Oh my God. So Wednesday's thought is, delete the negative and accentuate the positive. I think we all try to do that whenever we can. Move the negative along, and highlight the positive and move the negative along. That's an everyday task if you think about it. That is every day. So the question for that same day, which is 3/19/2025, is, in what way has money impacted you negatively? In what way has money impacted you negatively. And I can only think of one way because any other way is not negative. The only way I can think of is not having enough of it. That's the only way I can think of. I'm sorry for the rattling of the paper. Uh, but that's the only thing I can think of. In what way has money impacted you negatively? I don't have enough of it. That's the only negative thing I can think of. Whoo, child. Okay, so I answered that one. That's my answer. I don't have enough of it. So here, Friday, which was the day before yesterday, 3/21/2025. The thought for that day was be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. Here we go with the motorcycles. Dirt bikes. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies. And that's the truth. I agree with that. You laughing at me? Motorcycles, dirt bikes. It's always some noise on this end. Always. Yes, ma'am. So I agree with that. Be faithful in small things because it is in them that your strength lies, and that is the truth. So here is the question for Friday. Have you ever been on a blind date? Now, Sonia, since it's just you and me in here right now, have you ever been on a blind date? I went on one. Would I call that a blind date? Is it called motorcycles? I hear them all the time. Yeah. Uh, would it be called a blind date if at the end of the date you decided that you were going to take it further and be in a relationship with this person? Would that still be considered a blind date though? I guess it would. Yeah. Um a friend of mine introduced me to someone, and her friend were going to the movies. So her friend brought a friend of hers, and my friend brought me, and there's the blind date. Okay. Um, I didn't know who this person was. I had never seen this person around, but I said, okay, well, maybe this will be interesting. Let's see. You said yes if you haven't seen them before. Okay. Well, I never saw this person before. In any instance, we went to the movies. I can't remember what we saw because this blind date happened when I was around 17. Yeah, around 17. And we had a good time. Let's see. I met some guys online years ago, didn't work out. I couldn't write a book. You could you could write a book. See that I'm gonna get to that. In 1 second, I'm gonna get to that. But I can't remember what we went to see. I do remember them making sure that we sat next to each other in the theater. I do remember being brought popcorn and a slushie and my favorite candy, which is Twizzlers. Let's say one of my favorites. Let's see, what did you say? One guy I almost left while he was. Oh my God! No, you did. Oh my God! Now, see, you got me cracking up. Oh my goodness! You almost left while he was. Why didn't you leave? Oh God! So I had one of my favorite candies at the time. I had some popcorn and I had a slushie. Oh my God. I flew home on just about 2 wheels. Oh my God, he was crazy. Oh, girl. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, my goodness. You got me crying right now. So, uh, we sat in the movies. It was nice. We had a little bit of conversation. Then we went out to eat. I didn't have to pay for anything. The date paid for it. I was like, okay. So at the end of the date, I think I was the one that left. Yeah, I was the one that left because I came home. I said, So the next day, when I hooked up with said friend, that person that I went on a blind date with was there. And I was like, what is going on here? So I wasn't going to be rude. I said hello and everything. So my friend was like, they came here to see you. They didn't come here to hang out with their friend. They came to see you. Long story short, I know it's too late. Long story short, we dated for a year, 1 year, and that was it. So I didn't know the person, so I guess, yeah, I went on a blind date. But your blind date was more interesting. Now, let me get to the online. Um, Let me think for a minute. Let's see. Let me think for a minute. Um, I've met not not potential dates online. I have never I wasn't into it like that. I would do you remember AOL chat? Cause that's where I got my start with online. I got my start in the AOL chat. So, you know, you we would I would be in the AOL chat for a long time. I mean, oh my God, all day long, you know. And then We had rooms on AOL. AOL has so much stuff. I don't understand why they don't come back. But anyway, we moved from AOL. Oh yes, girl. We had fun in those AOL chats. I met a friend that I am still friends with to this day, right here. To this day, right here. She is a best friend. Okay. So we moved from AOL to Yahoo. And then people started migrating to Facebook. And in our group, we was like, we ain't gonna do it. We ain't going to Facebook. We had MySpace too. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't going. We ain't going. Everybody wound up on Facebook. So now that part of Yahoo is gone. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now everybody's on Facebook and it's like we stuck because we can't go back to AOL and MySpace shut down too. So those three places for us to chat are gone. So now I was like, okay, well, let me try YouTube. The end. That's the end of the story right there. The end. So I've never did the dating online thing, probably because I'm old fashioned. Let's see. I believe my space is still working. Girl, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Make me don't make me do it. Let me see. I gotta see. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Wow. Okay. I still have my account. I still, I still got my username and my password for MySpace. I do. And it's still up. Oh my God. Well, I'll be hornswoggled. Wait a minute. Oh, you can sign in with Facebook. Oh, let me click off of this because I'll be done went into a whole rabbit hole. And I gotta cook. But in any instance, we done went around the bush, through the woods. We done passed grandma's house about 16 times. But that is the recap for last week, 317, 319, and 321, 2025. Yes, ma'am. That blind date one was real funny. I stuck that one in there. I said, I wonder what is that conversation gonna be like. So I put that one in there. But in any instance, yeah, and this is why I do it because not only to interact with y'all, but to make it fun as well. You know what I'm saying? Now you see how we sitting here laughing. I'm glad I didn't have on any mascara because it would have been ruined by now. You made me laugh, girl. And Sonia, I want to thank you for coming through and spending this time with me. We are at 40 minutes and about 50 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I want you to take great care, be blessed, never stressed, and stay safe always. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next Sunday for episode 13 of the recap. Yes, ma'am. We gonna do it again next week. Yes, ma'am. And I'll be thinking about you when you get ready to go to Dr. Friday. I'll be praying for you to make sure you get a good report. You take care, Sonia. I appreciate you coming through. I really do. All right. See you next week.